Hey guys, just wanted to do a follow-up video. I never really got around to showing the red dot sight that I have on my Smith & Wesson M&P 1522, and a couple of people asked me some questions about it, and I kind of want to follow up with something because we just went out to the range a couple of times this past week, and there were some things that I was noticing about this specific model. This lens cover here, I'll take that off and show you here. This is the NC Star Tactical 4 Reticle sight. If you're looking for the model, it's D4B is this specific model here, and this will kind of show you. It's a 4 reticle sight. You can see between different reticles here that you can select through. There's a selector here on the back that you flip, and there's indicators that show which sight you want to cycle through. The intensity dial is here. Oops, let me get in the shot there. Intensity dials here, 0 is off, obviously, and cycle from 1 being the lowest light intensity to 7 the brightest. Uses a circular watch battery. I don't know what exactly you call them, but and it does have a tinted lens on it. It keeps it from putting off a real big glare. As far as being an inexpensive choice, it's decent. After getting to use it some, it's a decent sight. Pretty hard to kind of dial in, which, I mean, you can't expect much. This particular sight is about anywhere from $65 to $75. Nice sight. Nothing wrong with it when you're shooting inside, I would say 25 yards, although we had a huge problem to begin with finding 25-yard targets. It's very hard to sight in. One thing that I found that helps out is if you place the iron sights. If you got the iron sights sighted in fairly accurately, you can put those on and then look through your iron sights and then find that red dot. I had this thing so far off that we weren't even finding paper with it, and I thought I had it, sighted fairly close. I tried to make adjustments, but the thing about adjustments is that it takes an Allen key to make the adjustment. This is your up and down here. This is your windage left and right here. The right and left is fine because you can kind of look through it and twist this and make small adjustments, although it's kind of hard to tell what those adjustments actually do. Problem is doing these rear adjustments is when you stick this in here and you're trying to look through the sight, there's a little light that projects back here against this glass. When you place this inside here, it blocks that from shining through, so it's kind of like, you have to make a little bit of adjustment and kind of judge how far. So that's the only issue with that. Now, one of the main things that I found out, and I don't know if it's just a flaw in this or if it's, I don't know what to attribute it to, but when you cycle through your different reticle options, I guess what it has is all of these different reticles are on different lenses that rotate when you turn this inside here where the light projects through. The only problem with that is, say, if I sight in on just a regular red dot, okay, when I twist this and turn this to a different sight, now I'm off 0. I've noticed that it can be pretty far off. None of these lenses project in the same place as the one before it. So if I have it on the red dot and I get it sighted in and they say, oh, okay, I want to switch over and try to use this crosshair, I may not even hit paper now. which that was part of probably what was the most confusing when we were at the range, we would get it sighted in and shoot, and then, you know, load a new magazine, shoot again, and not even be hitting paper. I mean, we're talking about like 25 yards, and we weren't finding paper, so it was kind of really, really frustrating. But I've noticed that if you're looking at one of these and you get it sighted in, leave it on one reticle option and go from there. I particularly like the mass dot circle, and I'll turn it on and I'll try to show you. Let's see, there we go. Which that's a pretty good option when you're shooting fairly close. I don't know what the actual name for that particular sight is. I'll call it mass target because it kind of gives you an idea that, you know, if you shoot or a rapid, you know, shot, it's going to be somewhere inside that circle. It may not be right there on that dot, but it gives you an idea to hit center mass. So, and then we'll switch it over. But I'll try to hold it and slowly turn. Okay, you see how I'm trying to do it without turning. There it goes. It rotates the next one. That's not going to be centered in the same place as the last one, so if you change to a different reticle in between shooting, then you're going to have to bring out your Allen key and readjust. Now I've noticed though one thing is if I go from one to another, it's going to stay in the same place though. If I go from red dot and get that centered, and then I get it all zeroed out, and then I switch, and then that may be goofy, and then I go back to red dot, it'll stay in the same place. So it's the mounting plate stays in the same spot. It's just that these reticles aren't aligned straight inside the housing here. So I don't know. That's just something that I found out for it. Other than that, it's a good sight. We actually once we kind of got it zeroed at 25 yards, we were shooting a target at 100 yards, and we put. I mean, it wasn't real, you know, tight grouping, but I mean, we were hitting a 10-inch target at 100 yards with just the red dot. So I was happy with that one. And with the 22, you know, you can't expect a lot at 100 yards, but you know, to hit a 10-inch target with a, you know, red dot. We threw on a scope too, and of course got better grouping out of it. But you know, for just a red dot open sight reflex sight, you know, it's supposed to be a close quarters sight. So anyway, the D4B NC Star red dot, nice affordable sight. So I hope this helps anybody that's looking for just a cheap sight, which is an easy option, especially, you know, Ruger 1022 or your Colt 22. I mean, just something cheap and something fun to play around with at the range. I mean, that's the whole reason behind these 22 conversion kits and stuff like that. It's just something cheap and fun. Although sometimes the guns aren't that cheap. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, comments, let me know.